Imagine spending thousands of dollars on performance parts, only to watch your engine die twice as fast. Here's the harsh truth. For every extra 100 horsepower you squeeze out of your car, you could be cutting your engine's life in half. Some mods promise raw power, but what they actually deliver is blown head gaskets, melted pistons, voided warranties, and five-figure repair bills. So in this video, we're exposing 13 performance mods that secretly destroy your engine. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll also reveal the 5 mods that actually boost horsepower and torque safely, the ones pros use without killing their cars. Let's dive in. Mod number 13, Performance Camshafts without supporting upgrades. Performance camshafts sound amazing on paper. They can boost horsepower by up to 30%, shifting your engine's breathing power into higher RPMs. That's great for track days if your car lives at redline. But on the street, it's a nightmare. Aggressive camshafts reduce low-end torque, meaning your car feels sluggish in stop-and-go traffic. Fuel economy tanks, idles become rough, and worst of all, your engine internals suffer. The overlap, when intake and exhaust valves are open at the same time, may sound throatier, but it dumps unburned fuel into the exhaust. That ruins catalytic converters, which can cost you over $2,000 to replace. And without stronger valve springs, retainers, and lifters, the increased stress can wipe out your valve train. Another $4,000 gone. Here's the kicker. Cams only work when paired with upgrades like headers, intakes, and exhausts. On their own, they're a ticking time bomb. Mod number 12, High-Performance Spark Plugs. Spend 2 to 4 times more on racing spark plugs, and you'd expect better performance, right? Wrong. If you've got a stock engine, those pricey iridium or platinum plugs don't add horsepower. In fact, they often make things worse. A plug with the wrong heat range can cause pre-ignition, where fuel ignites too early, melting pistons in seconds. Too cold? The plug fouls quickly, leading to misfires. Improper gapping is another silent killer. A gap too tight produces a weak spark, burning more fuel. Too wide, and you get misfires at higher RPMs. The reality? Stock copper plugs work just as well for most daily drivers. Paying extra just increases the risk of piston damage and unburnt fuel destroying your exhaust system. When in doubt, stick to OEM. Mod number 11, Rev Limiter Removal. Your rev limiter is your engine's safety net. It keeps you from pushing components past their breaking point. Remove it, and you're walking into a minefield. Stock valve trains weren't designed to handle excessive RPMs. Push them too far, and the valves can't close quickly enough. That's called valve float. And when a valve kisses a piston at high speed, it bends or snaps, potentially cracking the cylinder head. That's thousands gone in an instant. Excessive revving also overwhelms fuel injectors. At their max duty cycle, they lean out the mixture, causing detonation. Add oil starvation and mechanical overstress, and you've got an engine destined for the scrapyard. One glory pull for more power could cost you $4,500 or more. Mod number 10, EGR Delete. Deleting the exhaust gas recirculation system is a favorite of wannabe tuners. They'll tell you it keeps the intake clean and frees up power, but in reality, it's one of the dumbest mods you can make. First, it's illegal. Removing EGR increases nitrogen oxide emissions, and the EPA can fine you up to $5,000. Shops have been fined tens of thousands for this. Second, many cars integrate the EGR into engine management. Removing it often triggers limp mode or constant check engine lights. Third, higher combustion temps follow. That means more engine knock, more stress, and potential head gasket failure. All that risk for maybe a 1% gain in power. Not worth it. Mod number 9, Water Methanol Injection without failsafes. On paper, water methanol injection looks genius. It cools intake temps, prevents detonation, and adds 10 to 15% horsepower. But without failsafes, it's like juggling chainsaws blindfolded. Too much methanol, rich mixtures, carbon buildup, incomplete combustion, too much water, hydrolock, a cracked piston, and $3,000 down the drain. And the worst danger? If your ECU tune relies on water meth for detonation control, a nozzle or pump failure means instant meltdown. Pistons, rods, and bearings will all fail in seconds. Unless you've got pro-level installation and monitoring, this mod is an accident waiting to happen. Mod number 8, cheap aftermarket headers. Yes, stock exhaust manifolds are restrictive, but cheap headers? They're worse. Budget headers use thin stainless or mild steel. They radiate heat into the engine bay, cooking hoses and melting wires. Corrosion eats them alive, and the fitment? Often terrible. You'll deal with scraping, cracking, and constant exhaust leaks. Even worse, without proper ECU tuning, increased airflow creates lean conditions, boosting detonation risk. There's no upside to cheap headers. Either buy quality and tune it right, or stick with OEM. Mod number 7, cheap or incorrect cold air intakes. Cold air intakes are one of the most popular mods, and one of the most misunderstood. Cheap units often use oiled filters, over-oil them, and residue coats the mass airflow sensor. That leads to incorrect readings, poor performance, and misfires. Worse, low-quality filters let dust and debris straight into your cylinders. Over time, that chews up piston rings, valves, and crankshafts. And here's the biggest scam. Many cold intakes just suck hot air from the engine bay. That tricks the ECU into thinking less air is entering, cutting fuel supply and causing lean burn, overheating, and detonation. Instead of adding horsepower, these cheap intakes can literally kill your engine. Mod number 6, poor turbo supercharger installs. Forced induction is powerful, but also dangerous if done wrong. Bigger turbos move more air, but also generate more heat and boost pressure than stock engines can handle. That leads to melted pistons, blown head gaskets, and turbo lag that makes daily driving frustrating. And a bigger turbo isn't a solo mod. You'll need upgraded injectors, pumps, intercoolers, exhausts, forged internals, the works. Miss just one, and your engine will grenade itself. One blown head gasket alone costs $2,000 to repair. Skip the supporting mods, and you'll be paying much, much more. Mod number 5, straight pipe exhaust systems. They're loud, raw, and aggressive, but also destructive. By removing mufflers and resonators, you kill back pressure, and without back pressure, you lose scavenging, the process where outgoing gases pull in fresh intake charge. The result? Torque loss at low to mid RPMs, warped exhaust valves, and burnt seats from lingering heat. And if you deleted the catalytic converter too, expect $10,000 fines. Shops have been hit with $50,000 penalties for this exact mod. Straight pipes might make noise, but they'll empty your wallet. Mod number 4, nitrous oxide without safeguards. In Fast and Furious, nitrous looks like the magic button for instant speed. In reality, it's Russian roulette. Nitrous dramatically increases cylinder pressure and heat. A single miscalculation in jetting or purging can shatter pistons, crack engine blocks, or torch head gaskets. Even wet systems, which add extra fuel, can fail. And if gaseous nitrous enters instead of liquid, your engine overheats instantly. Without expert installation and regular maintenance, nitrous is a grenade strapped under your hood. Mod number 3, reckless ECU tuning. ECU tuning is one of the fastest ways to gain power, but it's also one of the fastest ways to destroy an engine. Most tunes manipulate fuel-air ratios, redlines, and boost limits. If you increase airflow without bigger injectors, you'll run lean, melting pistons. If you pump in more fuel without more airflow, you'll run rich, washing oil off cylinder walls and diluting lubrication. Flash tunes done on laptops without dyno verification can shorten your engine's lifespan by over 100,000 miles. ECU tuning is powerful, but only when matched with proper hardware. Mod number 2, lightweight flywheels. Lightweight flywheels spin up fast, but they come at a cost. Stock flywheels are heavy for a reason. They absorb vibrations and smooth out power pulses. Swap in a light one, and those harsh vibrations travel through your entire drivetrain. The result? Rough idles, frequent stalling, and brutal drivetrain shock. Clutches, CV joints, and transmissions wear out prematurely. Repairs? $1,500 to $4,000. Unless you're building a track-only car, lightweight flywheels are a headache. Mod number 1. Oversized injectors and fuel pumps. On paper, bigger injectors mean more fuel, more power. But without precise ECU tuning, you'll flood the cylinders, wash off lubrication, and cause piston scoring. Unburnt fuel seeps into the crankcase, mixing with oil, creating sludge and wrecking bearings. Burnt fuel destroys catalytic converters. This one mod can easily rack up $10,000 in repairs. And all for gains you'll never see unless the rest of your system is upgraded properly. So there you have it, 13 mods that secretly destroy your engine. But don't panic. There are safe, powerful upgrades that deliver real performance without killing your car. Cylinder head and intake upgrades improve breathing without stressing internals. Full exhaust systems with high-flow catalytic converters. More power, still legal. Performance camshafts paired with stronger valve trains. Safe gains at higher RPMs. Proper dyno ECU tuning. Precise, custom, and reliable. Forced induction, done right, with all supporting mods, can nearly double horsepower. Do it right, and you'll unlock insane performance and keep your car alive for years. If you learned something today, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's the dumbest or most dangerous car mod you've ever seen? Because who knows, your story might make it into the next video.